I still remember the first time I saw Mia in the college cafeteria. She was laughing at something a friend said, her eyes sparkling, and I swear my stomach flipped. "Hey, you okay?" Liam nudged me from the side. "I'm fine," I muttered, though I wasn't. "Why? Did I just turn green?" He smirked. "You're staring like you've never seen a human before. Relax, man." I shook my head. "She's different." "Different how?" Liam asked, raising an eyebrow. "Different, perfect, maybe," I admitted. "I don't know. I trailed off." "Careful, bro. That's dangerous territory." "Why?" I asked, curious. "Because perfect usually hides something." He shrugged and took a sip of his soda. "Just saying." I rolled my eyes but couldn't stop watching Mia across the room. Later that day, she accidentally bumped into me near the library. "Oh, I'm so sorry," she said, her voice soft. "I didn't see you there." "It's okay," I said, feeling my heart race. "I'm James." "Mia," she replied, smiling. "Nice to meet you." Something in that smile made me feel like I'd known her forever. Liam's warning echoed faintly in my mind, but I ignored it. Over the next few weeks, we spent more time together, library sessions, coffee breaks, late-night walks. "You're always studying," Mia teased one night as we sat on the campus bench. "Don't you ever sleep?" "I sleep," I lied. I like staying productive." She laughed. "I like that about you. You care." I smiled, feeling the warmth spread in my chest. "And I like that you notice." One evening, Liam caught me staring at my phone, a text from Mia lighting up the screen. "Can't wait to see you tonight." "You've got it bad, man," Liam said, leaning against the doorframe. Maybe," I admitted. "She's amazing, Liam." "Yeah, but don't lose yourself in her, okay?" "I won't," I promised, though part of me wondered if I already had. Things felt perfect. Too perfect, maybe. Mia had this habit of disappearing for short periods, texting cryptic messages, or stepping away for phone calls she wouldn't let me hear. One night, I asked casually, "Who were you talking to for so long?" "Just a friend," she said quickly, smiling as if to erase the question. I nodded, pretending I believed her. I wanted to trust her. I wanted this to work. Liam caught my hesitance once and asked quietly, "You sure you're okay with all this?" I forced a laugh. "I'm fine. Really. She's just busy sometimes." But deep down, I noticed the subtle changes, the way her eyes darted, the small pauses when I entered the room, the faint tension in her voice when I asked simple questions. I chose to ignore them. "I like us," I whispered to myself one night as we walked through the empty campus. "I like you." "You do?" Mia asked softly, her hand brushing against mine. "Yeah," I said, feeling a lump in my throat. "More than I've liked anyone." She smiled, and for a moment, everything felt right. Liam would later tell me he noticed my dreamy expression, shaking his head. "One day, you'll see," he muttered under his breath. But that night, under the soft glow of street lamps, I only felt hope. We were the perfect couple, everyone said so. People joked we'd be married straight out of college. I never doubted them. I never doubted her. And yet, in the back of my mind, Liam's words lingered, a faint warning I chose not to hear. I had no idea that what felt like perfection was only the beginning of a story that would break me, shape me, and push me to my limits. But for now, all I knew was Mia, and she felt like the entire world. I never thought I'd feel the kind of chill that hit me the night of the campus party. Mia was laughing, like always, but this time, I noticed how her eyes lingered on someone else. "Alex." I felt my chest tighten. "James, come dance with me," Mia called, her hand reaching for mine. I forced a smile. "Sure." But as we moved to the music, I saw her glance again at Alex across the room, leaning close and laughing at something only he seemed to understand. "Who's that guy?" I asked quietly, keeping my voice calm. "Who?" Mia looked genuinely confused, tugging me closer. "The guy you were just looking at," I said, trying to keep my tone casual. "Oh, James, come on. You're imagining things," she said, rolling her eyes playfully. "I was just being polite. You know how I hate making anyone feel left out." I swallowed hard, trying to believe her, but my gut twisted. "Polite? By leaning on him like that?" She laughed softly. "You're being ridiculous. You always see drama where there isn't any. Why don't you just trust me?" I wanted to trust her. I wanted to believe that my perfect Mia was still mine. "I do trust you," I said, but the doubt had already settled in my chest like a stone. Later, at lunch, I saw them again. Mia laughing, leaning close, Alex whispering something in her ear. My stomach churned. I approached her quietly. Mia, can we talk? I asked, keeping my voice low. About what? She replied, raising an eyebrow, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. You know, Alex. Mia tilted her head, smiling. Alex? What about him? You've been close with him lately, I said, trying to keep calm. I saw you at the party. I saw you at lunch. She gasped, placing a hand over her heart. James, are you seriously accusing me of something like that? I can't believe you don't trust me. After everything we've shared, my throat tightened. I can't explain it. I just feel uneasy. Uneasy, she repeated, voice trembling with exaggerated hurt. You know how much I love you, don't you? And you're going to doubt me over a stupid misunderstanding. Her words hit me like a punch. I felt guilty for even thinking she could do anything wrong. I'm sorry, I whispered. You don't have to apologize for doubting me, she said softly, cupping my face. Just try to have faith, James. Please. I nodded, though my mind screamed warnings. Later, Liam cornered me by the lockers. You saw it too, didn't you? He asked, his eyes sharp. I don't know what I saw, I admitted, running a hand through my hair. Come on, man. She's playing you. That guy, she flirts with him, hides it from you, and you're falling for it every time she smiles like that. Liam, stop, I said, shaking my head. I love her. I have to believe her. I can't just assume the worst. Believing her doesn't make it right. You're letting her manipulate you. I've seen it before. Don't get trapped. I just can't see it that way, I said, my voice cracking. I can't. I don't want to. Liam sighed. Fine. But don't say I didn't warn you. Even as I told myself I was right to trust her, the doubt festered. Every time I saw her laugh at a joke Alex made, or catch her eyes lingering across the room, my chest tightened. I tried to focus on the good moments, the walks, the late-night coffees, the way she held my hand. But the cracks in the glass were growing. One afternoon, Sarah, one of Mia's friends, pulled me aside in the hallway. James, you need to be careful, she whispered. Mia, she's not always honest. I don't know everything, but keep your eyes open. I froze. Sarah, what do you mean? I can't tell you everything, she said, glancing around nervously. Just don't let her blind you. Trust yourself. Thanks, I whispered. Her words made my chest ache, but I didn't know if I could act on them. I wanted to believe Mia. I needed to. That night, I confronted Mia again. Mia, I saw you with Alex today. I don't know why, but I feel like something's wrong. Mia looked shocked. James, seriously? You're letting Sarah get in your head? I can't believe this. I'm right here, and you're listening to gossip? I'm not, I said, though I felt weak. I can't ignore the way things look. Things look. She laughed, but it was bitter. James, I love you. You're letting paranoia ruin us. If you can't trust me, then maybe this isn't going to work. Her words struck me harder than I expected. I wanted to cry, scream, beg her to prove me wrong, but I couldn't. I just nodded, feeling the first real sting of heartbreak. As I walked back to my dorm later, Liam's words echoed in my head. Don't get trapped. And yet, part of me refused to let go. Love, I told myself, is stronger than doubt. I'd find a way to hold on to it, even if it was breaking me. I shouldn't have gone to Mia's dorm that night. I knew it would hurt me, but I needed answers. I knocked softly, hoping she'd open the door with that familiar smile. James, you're here, she said, voice bright, as if nothing had changed. I need to talk to you, I said, stepping inside. Of course, she replied, closing the door behind me, her tone warm. What's wrong? I tried to steady my breathing. I saw you with Alex. And Sarah. She told me some things. Mia's eyes widened, innocent but calculating. Sarah? You're listening to Sarah now? James, really? Can't you trust me at all? I want to trust you, I said quietly, my hands shaking. But I found this. I pulled out my phone, showing her the screenshot I'd taken earlier, her text to Alex, laughing emojis, flirtatious words that made my stomach twist. Her face froze, then shifted to hurt. James, you lied to me, I said, my voice cracking. You've been hiding this. You've been flirting with him while pretending to love me. She stepped closer, tears forming in her eyes. James, it's not like that. I was just joking. Just harmless texting. You're overreacting. Joking, I repeated, my chest tightening. You think flirting behind my back is a joke? I didn't mean to hurt you, she cried, her hands trembling as she reached for mine. Please, James, you have to believe me. I love you. I swear. I pulled my hands away. No, not this time. Her voice grew louder, desperate. James, don't be like this. We can fix it. I'll stop texting him. I'll do anything. I shook my head, feeling a strange mixture of sorrow and relief. Mia, I can't fix this. I can't ignore it anymore. I trusted you, and you broke that trust. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Please, don't leave me. I can't live without you. I swallowed hard, trying not to cry myself. I'm not leaving because I don't love you. I'm leaving because I love myself enough to stop being lied to. I can't do this anymore. Mia sank to the floor, sobbing. James, I didn't mean. I knelt beside her, gently but firmly. You did mean it, Mia. Maybe not consciously, but you chose to do it anyway. I gave you my heart, and you treated it like a game. She buried her face in her hands. I can change. I can prove it. Just one more chance. No. One more chance is exactly what I can't give you, I said, my voice steady. I've ignored the signs, I've doubted myself, and I've tried to forgive you. But this is the breaking point. I can't unsee what I've seen. Mia looked up at me, her eyes wide, red, pleading. James, please. I'm begging you. Don't do this. We're supposed to be together forever. I felt my chest ache, but I remained firm. Mia, forever doesn't mean anything if it's built on lies. I need to be honest with myself for the first time. I can't be with someone who doesn't respect my trust. She shook her head violently. You don't understand. I didn't mean anything by it. I love you, I swear. You didn't mean anything? I echoed, my voice rising. You meant enough to betray me. That's all that matters. Mia's friend Jenna appeared in the doorway suddenly. James, hey, what's happening? Her voice was calm, but I knew she had been helping Mia manipulate situations before. I just found out Mia has been cheating, I said, glaring at Jenna. Jenna's eyes flicked to Mia, then back to me. James, maybe it's not what you think. Mia wouldn't do that to you. Are you sure you're not misreading things? I felt a surge of anger. No, Jenna. I've seen the messages. I've seen her flirting. I've witnessed it. This isn't misreading. Jenna's calm cracked slightly. James, maybe talk to her? Don't rush. I can't talk to her anymore. I shouted. Talking didn't work. Lies and excuses don't fix anything. I can't live like this, thinking every word is a lie. Mia reached out for me again, sobbing uncontrollably. Please, James, don't leave me. I'll change. I promise. I stepped back, my heart breaking, but my mind clear for the first time in months. I'm done, Mia. This ends now. I deserve better than this. I deserve someone who respects me, not someone who betrays me. Her sobs echoed in the room, and I felt a pang of guilt I hadn't anticipated. But beneath it, a strange feeling of strength began to grow. For so long, I had ignored my own pain to keep her happy. For the first time, I was putting myself first. You're making a huge mistake, James, Mia whispered, her voice hoarse and trembling. You'll regret this. You can't find anyone like me. I shook my head. Maybe I can't find anyone like you, but I can find myself again. And that's enough. Jenna stepped closer, frowning. James, think about it. Maybe she deserves forgiveness. Maybe you're overreacting. I turned to her, my eyes sharp. I'm not overreacting. I'm reacting. To reality. To betrayal. To the truth. I've been blind for too long. Mia screamed, throwing herself at my feet. James, I can't live without you. Please. I'll do anything. I held back tears, my voice steady. Mia, it's over. Goodbye. I walked out of the dorm, the door closing behind me with a final, decisive click. The sobs behind the door echoed in my ears, but I felt a strange weight lift off my shoulders. For the first time in months, I wasn't just James, the boy blindly in love. I was James, who could stand up for himself. I was James, who could feel heartbreak and still survive. I was James awake. I didn't go to class the next morning. I didn't go to class the day after that. I just stayed in my room, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything Mia had said and done. Liam knocked on my door around noon. James, you've been MIA for 2 days. Come out at least for some fresh air. I'm fine. I muttered without looking up. You're not fine. You're sitting here torturing yourself. Talk to me. I let out a bitter laugh. Talk. About what? About how I let myself get played. About how I ignored every warning. About how I loved someone who didn't love me back. Liam pulled up a chair and sat beside me. Yeah, about all of that. And about what comes next. I clenched my fists. There's nothing next. It's all gone. Gone? Or you just feel gone? He asked softly. You're beating yourself up, but Mia isn't the only one responsible. You let her actions control your emotions. That's what you need to fix first. I don't know if I can, I admitted, my voice barely a whisper. I keep remembering the laughs, the smiles, the promises. And then, I choked back a sob. The betrayal. The lying. The betrayal. Liam put a hand on my shoulder. James, I know it hurts. But isolating yourself isn't helping. Remember Professor Clark? He said the first step to healing is facing your feelings head on. Clark. I frowned. He's never met Mia. How can he understand? He understands pain, betrayal, and resilience, Liam said firmly. Come with me. Just for a talk. No pressure. I didn't want to, but the weight in my chest was unbearable. I nodded. In Professor Clark's office, he didn't waste time with pleasantries. James, sit down. You look like you've been carrying a storm inside you. That's exactly it, I said, my voice tight. I trusted someone, and I feel like I'm broken. Betrayal does that. It shatters trust, leaves you questioning yourself. But breaking isn't the same as defeat. You can still rebuild, he said. I ran my hands over my face. I don't know if I want to rebuild. I just want the pain to stop. He leaned forward. Pain is temporary, James. Growth is permanent. Don't rush healing. Don't ignore the anger or the hurt. It's all part of your recovery. And remember, revenge rarely heals. Integrity does. I keep thinking about exposing her, I said quietly. About showing everyone what she did. I want her to feel some of the humiliation I felt. Professor Clark's eyes were steady. That path is tempting, but it rarely brings closure. It prolongs your focus on her instead of yourself. You need to decide, do you want justice or peace? I want peace, I whispered, but my fist still clenched. I can't forget. Memory fades over time, he said. Experience teaches you not to ignore red flags. Mia's betrayal is part of your story, not the ending. After leaving, I walked through campus, trying to clear my mind. Whispers followed me. Rumors, I realized. Mia had already begun her subtle campaign. Did you hear about James? One classmate whispered. What about him? Another asked. I ignored them, my chest tightening. I didn't need the details, but the whispers stung. Mia was trying to control the narrative, to make me the villain. Later, Liam caught up with me. She's doing it, isn't she? Spreading rumors? I nodded. I can hear them. It doesn't matter what she says. I can't believe I let her get under my skin this way. You didn't let her. She's a coward for trying to ruin your reputation. You just need to keep walking, he said. I want to fight back, I admitted, voice trembling. Part of me wants to show her that she can't destroy me. Fight by living, not by retaliating, Liam advised. Focus on your goals, your happiness. Karma has its way of working. I sighed, leaning against a tree. I feel like I'm drowning in my own mind. Every memory is a dagger. Every laugh a trap. You're not alone, Liam said softly. Talk to me. Don't shut down. I can help you untangle this mess inside. I let my head drop into my hands. I just feel lost. Angry, heartbroken, humiliated. I keep replaying everything, every smile, every lie, every excuse she gave. How could I have missed it? Because love blinds, Liam said. It doesn't make you weak. It just makes you human. You survived the breaking point. That counts for something. I closed my eyes, letting his words sink in. I realized I had been punishing myself more than Mia had ever punished me. That's why Professor Clark's right, Liam continued. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to walk again without dragging the pain behind you. You're stronger than you think. I hope so, I muttered. I really do. That night, I sat alone, going through old messages, old pictures. Instead of crying, I just stared. I let the hurt wash over me, but didn't let it drown me. For the first time, I understood what Liam and Clark meant. The betrayal hurt, but it didn't have to define me. I didn't respond to Mia's texts or social media posts. I let the rumors float past me, unanswered. I realized that my silence could be stronger than any accusation. That night, I promised myself one thing. I would survive. I would rebuild. And I would be whole again. Without her lies, without her manipulation. I woke up to the sound of my alarm, something I hadn't done in weeks. Usually, I'd snooze it, sink back into the numbness. But today was different. Time to actually do something, I muttered, sitting up. Liam poked his head in. Morning, champ. Ready to tackle the world? Something like that, I said, rubbing my eyes. I can't keep hiding from everything. You don't have to hide. Just focus on one thing at a time, he said, giving me a grin. I nodded. First step, graduation project. I had let Mia's betrayal make me spiral. No more. I pulled up my notes and started working. Numbers, data, graphs, it all felt strangely grounding. Later, I bumped into Sarah in the library. Hey, James. Haven't seen you around, she said, glancing at my focused desk. I've been busy, I said, trying to catch up. She raised an eyebrow. Catching up or moving on? Maybe a little of both, I replied, forcing a small smile. You look different, she said softly. Stronger, calmer. And she's noticing. I laughed lightly. Mia? Not my problem anymore. But you can tell she's uneasy, right? Sarah pressed. Rumors, jealous stares. I've seen it. I've noticed, I said, leaning back. And honestly, I don't care. I have too much work to do to waste energy on her panic. After that, I started spending more time with Liam and a few classmates I hadn't talked to much. Remember when we did that group study in chemistry? I asked Liam during a break. Yeah, and you tried to cheat using your perfect memory trick? He teased. I did not cheat. I laughed. I just remembered things better than you. He elbowed me gently. Yeah. You were always a little too perfect in everyone's eyes. Not anymore, I said, the words tasting like freedom. At lunch, I overheard Mia talking to Jenna. Her voice was sharp, nervous. He's changing. People notice. What if he moves on completely? I froze mid-bite. Moved on completely? That was the last thing she expected. I felt a strange satisfaction, but it was calm, measured. I wasn't gloating. I was just aware. Later that day, Liam caught up with me. You look good. Seriously. Like you're finally back in control. I'm trying, I admitted. Every day a little more. I focus on my work, my friends, my own goals. And she notices. That part doesn't bother me, doesn't tempt me to retaliate. Good, Liam said. Because the second you try to play her game, you lose your own. I nodded, feeling a swell of determination. Mia had tried to manipulate me, control me, shame me. But now, I controlled myself. And that was power I didn't need to fight for externally. That evening, Professor Clark stopped by my project session. James, I've noticed your progress. Not just academically, but emotionally. I'm learning, I said, grateful for his insight. It's not easy, but I'm trying to rebuild. Good, he said. Remember, the best revenge isn't to humiliate someone, but to live fully and authentically. Let your growth speak louder than any words or rumors. I thought about Mia, panicked and jittery, probably wondering if I was spiraling or collapsing. The truth? I wasn't. I was steady. I was rebuilding. And nothing she did could stop that. The next day, I joined a study group for our graduation project. I'm glad you joined, James, one classmate said. We could use your insights. Thanks, I said, feeling a little spark of pride. For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel invisible. I was present, engaged, alive. Liam nudged me during a break. See? People appreciate you. And the best part? You don't even need to prove anything to her anymore. I know, I said, smiling. It's strange. I used to want her validation. Now, it doesn't matter. I feel free. That night, I walked past the cafeteria and caught Mia staring at me from a distance. Her eyes widened, and she quickly looked away when she realized I noticed. I kept walking, head held high, feeling a pulse of quiet triumph. I see it, I whispered to myself. She's nervous. She's worried. But it's not about hurting her, it's about me. My life, my choices, my happiness. Later, I sat with Liam, recounting the day. She's panicking, isn't she? I asked, more amused than angry. He's panicking? Liam corrected with a grin. You're not panicking. You're growing. And trust me, she hates it. I laughed quietly. Good. Let her hate it. Let her see that I don't need her to be whole. I can be complete without her. I like this version of you, Liam said, shaking his head. Confident, self-aware, unbothered by nonsense. Me too, I admitted. For the first time, I'm starting to feel like I'm in charge of my life again. Before bed, I looked at my reflection. No sadness, no anger, just clarity. I had endured heartbreak, betrayal, humiliation, but now, I had something she could never touch: control over myself. And for the first time since it all started, I slept without dreams of betrayal. I slept with a sense of purpose, a glimmer of power. The morning air felt electric, buzzing with excitement and nerves. Graduation day. I stood in my crisp gown, the tassel heavy on my cap, and tried to steady my breathing. Pride fought with lingering resentment. Weeks of rebuilding myself had led to this, yet part of me remained cautious. James. Liam's voice cut through the crowd. He grinned, adjusting his own gown. Ready to face the world? As ready as I'll ever be, I replied, straightening my shoulders. But nervous. I didn't think I'd care this much about people seeing me walk across that stage. You'll be fine. You've come too far to falter now, he said, giving me a reassuring pat on the back. I scanned the crowd. Faces blurred together, classmates chatting, families snapping pictures, excitement radiating everywhere. Then I saw her. Mia. She froze for a moment, then slowly approached, tears already streaming down her face. Her mascara left dark streaks, and her lips trembled. James, please wait, she said, voice shaking. Please, just hear me out. I felt a flicker of old emotions, hurt, anger, but I pushed it down. Calm, steady, controlled. Mia, I said evenly. This isn't the place. She took a step closer. I know, but I can't. I can't let you go like this. I love you, James. I made a mistake. Stop. I interrupted, my voice firm. You already did. Words don't fix betrayal. Her eyes widened, disbelief and desperation mixing. I didn't mean it. I swear. You don't understand how much I understand perfectly, I said, voice low, almost chilling. You chose someone else. You lied, manipulated, and hurt me. And now you expect me to just forget it because it's graduation day. Her voice cracked, tears falling faster. I regret everything. Please, just one chance. I can change. You can't, I said, my heart steady despite the pang. You already had chances. I trusted you, loved you, and you broke that trust. Mia's shoulders slumped. James, please, I need you to forgive me. I can't live without you. I shook my head slowly. This isn't about living with or without anyone. This is about respecting myself. And right now, I respect myself enough to walk away. A small crowd began to notice, whispers spreading. Some classmates looked shocked, a few smiled, sensing the drama. I didn't care. My focus was my own power, my own life. Liam leaned closer. She's panicking. Look at her. You've got this, man. Keep calm. I am calm, I murmured. For the first time, I'm in control. Not her, not anyone. Mia's friend Jenna appeared behind her, whispering something I didn't catch. Mia nodded, then turned back to me, desperation flaring in her eyes. James, please. You don't understand. I was stupid. You're the only one who matters. I understand perfectly, I said. You were selfish, short-sighted, and cruel. But I'm done letting you dictate my emotions. Today, I walk forward, not back. A flashback hit me suddenly. The party where Alex kissed her, the hidden texts, the moments I excused her behavior. Each memory sharpened my resolve. I could still remember how my chest ached, how my stomach twisted every time she lied, every time I doubted myself. But today, I didn't feel that ache. Today, I felt power. I can't believe you, Mia whispered, shaking her head. I thought you'd come back to me. You thought wrong. I said, my voice calm but unyielding. You wanted control. You wanted to manipulate. I want my life. And I'm done waiting for you to decide if you care. She sank to the ground, sobbing openly now, as Jenna murmured words I couldn't hear. I ignored them, eyes forward. I could feel the crowd's tension, the quiet hum of whispers, but it didn't faze me. I walked toward the stage, each step deliberate. James. Her voice cracked again. Please, don't do this. I need you. I stopped for a heartbeat, just to glance back. She was broken, pleading, but I didn't waver. I nodded slightly, almost compassionately, but my decision was final. Goodbye, Mia, I said softly. Liam bumped my shoulder, whispering, You're doing the right thing. I reached the stage, feeling my heart steady. The applause greeted me, a mixture of pride and recognition. Family members waved, smiling, proud. For the first time in months, I felt completely present, fully alive. As I shook hands with Professor Clark at the podium, he leaned in and whispered, You handled yourself well. True strength isn't revenge, it's control. I nodded, absorbing the weight of his words. Mia's cries faded into the background, irrelevant now. The whispers, the stares, the expectations, none of it mattered. I had reclaimed myself. Walking off the stage, diploma in hand, I felt a rush of clarity. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every sleepless night had led to this. Not vengeance, not bitterness, just pure, unshakable control over my own life. Liam clapped me on the back. See? You did it. You didn't crumble. You owned it. I did. I admitted, feeling a new confidence. And she'll remember this. Not because I humiliated her, but because she realized she lost something she never had the right to control. For a final moment, I glanced toward Mia, still sitting on the steps, Jenna hovering, comforting but powerless. I didn't feel triumph, not exactly. I felt peace. Freedom. The crowd surged around me, voices congratulating, pictures flashing. But in the center of it all, I knew something important. I had walked away from pain, betrayal, and manipulation, and I had emerged unbroken, stronger, and finally, in charge of my own story. The first thing I noticed was the whispering. Not the quiet, polite chatter of graduation day, but a tense, biting kind of whispering that cut across the classroom halls. Did you hear about Mia? Someone muttered as I passed. Yes, I don't know. Another voice trailed off. I felt a strange mix of curiosity and calm detachment. For weeks, I'd kept my focus on me, projects, friends, my own recovery, but now I could see the effects of her own choices unfolding. Liam noticed it too. People are noticing, he said, nudging me. You've moved on, and she's unraveling. I see it, I said, my voice steady. And I don't feel satisfaction. Just closure. Closure was a strange word. Not gloating, not revenge. Simply watching consequences follow actions, naturally. Mia's manipulation had been clever, but fragile. Later, I overheard Alex arguing with her near the cafeteria. You lied to me, Mia. I'm done. Alex snapped, throwing his hands in the air. James. I didn't, she stammered, desperation in her voice. You didn't what? Lie to me like you did to James? Or like you've lied to everyone else? Alex's tone was sharp. I can't trust you. Not anymore. I walked by quietly, making no sound, my inner voice noting every word. Finally, I thought, the truth has a way of catching up. Even her friend Jenna began to distance herself. Mia, maybe you should. Jenna started one morning, hesitating, unsure how to phrase it. Stay out of it. Mia barked, her composure cracking. I remembered the way Jenna used to enable her, whispering reassurances that were really just support for manipulation. Now even loyalty had limits. Classmates who had once smiled and whispered behind my back started changing the subject when Mia approached. I heard snippets of conversation. Did you see her lying again? She's not even invited to the study group anymore. Everyone's tired of her drama. It was subtle, nothing overt, but I could sense it. The social tide had turned, and I felt a quiet weight lift off my shoulders. James, Liam said later as we walked to the library, I'm proud of you. You've stayed above it, and still, you get to watch karma happen naturally. I don't think of it as watching, exactly, I replied. I think of it as noticing. Life has a way of balancing itself out. And now, I don't have to interfere. That evening, I sat alone in my dorm room, reflecting. My phone buzzed with messages from classmates, friends I had ignored in my isolation. Invitations, congratulations, support. Real connections, not the fragile, manipulative ties Mia thrived on. I typed back, keeping it brief but warm. Thank you. It means a lot. A soft knock at the door startled me. Liam leaned in, smirking. Don't look so solemn. You survived the week, the drama, and you're still you. I smiled faintly. I survived me more than anything else. That's the part that counts. You've grown, he said. Strong, independent, and not a little intimidating to some. Intimidating, I echoed, raising an eyebrow. Yeah, people notice when someone finally stops letting others control their happiness, Liam said. Mia's learning that the hard way. I nodded, letting his words sink in. Yes, I thought. I've learned the hard way too. But my lessons aren't about manipulation. They're about me. The next day, news came around. Alex had officially ended things with Mia. Rumors of her dishonesty had spread further. Invitations disappeared, casual conversations excluded her. Her reputation crumbled, quietly but effectively. I felt a subtle satisfaction, not cruelty, not triumph, but a gentle acknowledgement that life sometimes corrects itself. I didn't gloat, I didn't celebrate. I simply allowed myself to feel that justice, in its natural form, had arrived. Later, I met Professor Clark in his office. "You've handled this well," he said, leaning back. "Most would have retaliated or lingered in resentment. You've found strength and self-respect. Strength is complicated, I admitted. It's not about winning or losing. It's about not letting someone else define your worth." "Exactly," he said, nodding. "And you've shown it in action." I thought about Mia, alone, whispers following her, consequences unfolding. I felt no need to confront her, no desire to expose or humiliate. Her life was teaching her lessons I had already learned. I remembered late nights I had spent replaying every lie, every betrayal, every tear shed over someone unworthy. And I realized something. Those nights shaped me, but they no longer controlled me. Even as Mia's world shifted, I focused on my own. Graduation projects, friends, personal goals, everything that mattered to me. I laughed with Liam over coffee, shared insights with classmates, and felt the genuine warmth of connections built on trust. I thought about love too, cautiously, thoughtfully. Not the naive kind that trusts blindly. Not the dependent kind that bends to manipulation. But the kind grounded in self-respect, honesty, and boundaries. "Do you ever think about forgiving her?" Liam asked one evening. I considered it. "I think about understanding her," I said carefully. "But forgiveness, that's for me, not her. I forgive myself for trusting blindly, for loving deeply. As for her, she'll live with her choices." Liam nodded. Wise as always. I smiled faintly, a quiet peace settling in. The chaos of heartbreak had faded. Mia's downfall was complete, but it didn't define me. I had emerged stronger, emotionally independent, aware of my own worth, and ready to face life on my terms. For the first time in a long while, I felt free. Graduation ended, and I stepped out into the sunlight feeling lighter than I had in months. The robes, the ceremony, the applause, all of it felt distant, as if the real celebration was inside me. "Finally done," Liam said, nudging me with a grin. "Can you believe it?" "I can," I replied, smiling. "But it's more than that, isn't it? I feel free." "Free?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yeah," I said, letting the word linger. "Free from everything that held me back. Heartbreak, lies, all of it. I'm done carrying that weight." Liam laughed softly. "You sound like a wise old man, not a college graduate." "I've learned a few lessons," I admitted. "Some painful ones. But I think I finally understand who I am, what I deserve, and what I won't tolerate." We walked through the campus, the crowd thick with students and families celebrating. I noticed Mia across the quad, standing alone. Her posture stiff, her eyes searching. I didn't look back. There was nothing left for me there. She had had her chance, and now she had her regrets, but I didn't need to witness them. "You okay?" Liam asked, glancing at me. "Better than okay," I said. "I'm at peace." Liam nodded. "I'm proud of you, you know. You handled everything with dignity. Most people would have, I don't know, lashed out or chased after her. But you stayed true to yourself." "I tried," I said. "It wasn't easy. I still catch myself thinking about what could have been, but it's different now. I don't dwell. I focus on me." We stopped at the campus fountain, sunlight reflecting off the water. I laughed when Liam splashed me, and he laughed back. It felt natural, unforced, and I realized that happiness didn't have to be dramatic or dependent on someone else's approval. "You ever think about dating again?" Liam asked cautiously. I shrugged. "I do, but I'm not desperate. I'm not looking for anyone to fill a void. If someone comes along, it'll be because I want it, not because I need it." "That's new," Liam said, grinning. "For you, anyway." I smiled. "I'm different now. I've learned to value myself. That changes everything." Later, as we joined the other graduates for photos, I felt eyes on me, friendly, genuine, curious. Classmates I had barely spoken to before approached with congratulations, smiles, and invitations to future plans. I realized that my social circle had grown, not through manipulation or forced charm, but through authenticity. Liam nudged me again. "See? You're glowing. And not because of Mia, either." "No," I said quietly. "Not because of her. Because I finally feel like me. Stronger, wiser, in control. The evening faded into a casual dinner with friends. Stories, laughter, plans for the future. It all felt lighter than any party I had attended before. For the first time in months, I didn't feel the pull of resentment or lingering sadness. Mia's shadow didn't touch me here. Do you miss her? Liam asked quietly as we cleaned our plates. No, I said honestly. Not really. I don't wish her harm, but I don't miss the pain she caused either. I only miss what I thought we had, and that was never real. Wow, Liam said, shaking his head. You really have grown. I have, I agreed. And it's a good feeling. I can finally imagine the future without looking back over my shoulder. On the walk back to our dorms, I noticed people around me, laughing, talking, sharing plans, and I thought about the possibilities. Not just romantic possibilities, but life possibilities, friendships, experiences, achievements. Everything felt open, expansive. You're in a good place, Liam said. And it's only going to get better. I hope so, I said, looking up at the sky. The stars were beginning to appear, faint but steady. I want to live my life without fear, without regrets, and without letting someone else control my happiness. Liam smiled. That's the spirit. And trust me, someone who sees that strength will notice. Not the desperate, clingy you, but the real you. I laughed softly. The real me, I repeated. Yes, that was the key. The real me, no masks, no compromises, no lingering heartbreak. I could finally be present in every moment, embrace new connections, and face life with confidence. By the time we reached the dorm, I felt the weight of the past lift completely. Mia was a chapter closed. Alex, Jenna, all the whispers, they no longer mattered. What mattered was me, my choices, and the life I was ready to build. I think we should celebrate properly tomorrow, Liam said, clapping me on the shoulder. Agreed, I said, smiling freely. But tonight, I just want to enjoy this. Simple, quiet, and mine. I took a deep breath, feeling a sense of liberation I had never known before. Betrayal had tested me, heartbreak had shaped me, but now I stood tall, unchained, ready for whatever came next. The horizon felt endless, and for the first time in a long time, I was truly excited for the future.